What led you to yoga? Yeah, you can say from when the time I was young, I had a feeling there was something more. No, I felt kind of disconnected or uh, like I had missed out. Like something. It was so flat growing up in the suburban 1980s in the United States. It just felt like there had to be something more. When I was in 15 or 16, I had a great mentor. He was a student of Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche's, and he was very yeah, really touched me. First time I learned mantra, my first mantra was Gate Gate Param Gate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha. Gate Gate, beyond beyond. Paragate, beyond the beyond. Parasamgate, beyond the ultimate beyond. Therein lies Bodhi. Therein lies wisdom. Therein lies the truth or love or heart. I used to keep repeating that, and I was reading some like these Zen books and meditation books. This is when I was 16, 17. And at that time also I had been exposed to languages. I got to travel the world and see different cultures, different languages. This is before the internet. And that really touched me, that struck me when I saw the power of connection through the language, through words. And so it was there was that opening, something thirsty for truth. And then when I was 18, 19, living in Montreal, I left the United States. I was given the teachings of the great sages and enlightened masters, Sri Aurobindo, which I'd spent 2 years just digging through his works. He wrote like an encyclopedia, like 50 books. He was in silence for 50 years. Incredible. And in that, about a couple weeks later, I was initiated in a traditional path of Kriya Yoga, 3-day retreat, where we learn the practice, and then they said, now do it every day. So I never went to a yoga studio. It was years before I would go into a yoga studio. But I had a regular practice, and I'd already tasted the teachings from the great sages, and so it was from that first taste it was clear that this was the purpose of life. I never had any doubt. From then till now, there's never been a single shred of a doubt that this journey of awakening or coming home, or unraveling, is the purpose of existence. And so I've dedicated my whole self in that way. Yoga. Yeah, in the early years I had so many kind of memories and visions of past lives and this kind of thing. It was very strong. For the first like 7-8 years, it felt like every morning I'd wake up and I felt like a little fraction of myself, like 25%. Like I had known so much more, but I couldn't access it. I couldn't remember it. So I felt like an infant. Every day I'd wake up like an infant and I'd have to push the boulder up the hill. I was doing probably 5-6 hours a day at that time, maybe a little more. And then I'd get so by the end of the day I'd feel so like more awake and conscious and present. And then at night the boulder would crush me and I'd wake up again at the bottom of the hill. For years, every day, it was like so like torture. But there was never a question of whether to do it or not. It was obvious that whatever had to be done, as long as it had to be done. But there was for such a long time this remembering process. But fortunately during that time I was graced with a lot of mystical experience.